Last time on Lawful Stupid. As we ended last episode, the storm roared above you. It broke free and rain fell down. So now you are back on the path to Prineth, riding forth in a storm. And you have about 4 hours and some change left in travel time to get to Prineth. What do you want to do with this time, if anything?
I would like to check my magical Derringer compass to see the location of the nearest Derringer estate.
It spins for a second and then it slows. It points north towards Prineth. The three of you approach the gates to Prineth. It's not long before you come upon a 3-story home. Just below the A-frame, there's the Derringer family crest. You go in and you can see that there's a person's stuff still there. And you can tell that it probably was Vanessa's because there's some female clothing and some of her books and belongings. And you remember something that Declan consistently talks about, which is family and going hearthbound. And so you make your way to the sitting room and you are able to reach up, just kind of looking around up under the hearth, and you pull free a letter. Our heroes stand in the sitting room of the Field Estate. The Declan Field Estate. And the three of them are surrounded by the silence of an empty home. Not even their new mouse friend scurrying about. The air filled with breakfast burritos. And Cato in his hands holds a worn and rough letter. And he opens the letter to read.
Dear Vanessa, I know I've asked you to wait for the others to arrive, though I must ask you to come now. I've made a discovery just north of New Havenhold. Meet me in New Havenhold as quickly as possible. Once you get here, there's something I've never seen before. It's a few days' march north of New Havenhold. North of New Havenhold, there is a cave on the outside of a hillside with a door that has been closed for some time. Once you've packed, stash this letter in the hearth. The others will surely know where to look once they find the estate empty. Love, Dad. Point of contention. So we've already established that I am the master letter finder. But now it seems that also he taught everyone else to find letters that I'm finding here?
No, we did not establish you are the master letter finder.
I had a
flashback in which you established that was a trend that we had, a tradition we had as a family.
Oh, shoot.
I established that you learned it. And that is something that was learned. I didn't say you were the only one. It's not like Declan was like, all right, Kate, I'm going to tell you this one secret.
Yes.
That we hide stuff.
I'm just another robot.
I'm always making clues.
In Devin's fairness, in the flashback, he was the only one who got taught it because he was the only. None of the kids have been adopted yet.
Also,
it could be that. It could also it was his memory. But that's fine. True. I do love the idea that Kato's like, don't teach him that. Whack. If I hit him hard enough, he forgets it, right?
That's what happens
to me. Anyways, letter.
And so I would relay that to the crew, and then I would then stash it.
I thought you read it aloud. My bust.
Well, you said you read it in character voice, and I'm going to assume you did read it aloud.
Yeah. So read it aloud and then put it away. Put it back into the hearth.
Put it back in the fire.
Literally into the flames. He said that's what he said. He should be more specific. Put it on the lid.
It bursts into flames, and the smoke spells out another secret message.
This is what he also taught me.
Whoa. Because I'm using my flashback to be when you burn.
and your secret message says, I love you, Gus. Good work.
Just a bird on a hand that floats up.
In my flashback, though, I want to specify that Dad only taught me the fire one.
Dad taught everyone but Kato.
It's a secret so we can keep messages secret from Kato.
No.
Because we needed to wait.
He's your second dad. Hide things from him.
That's exactly why. Before the letter's put away, Could I write on the back of it, please and thank you?
Oh. Well, maybe you should do your own letter and leave this one untouched. Isn't that what we should do?
Yes, but I don't want to buy paper more often than I need to.
Do you plan to write many things on this?
No, I'm just going to say we were here.
There's probably like a desk
Like
or
sign
something
in and put,
with
like
stationery.
where we're from. This is a
No,
good
just
idea.
to say that we have been here so all our other siblings know that we're ahead of them.
Yeah, there's
currently.
probably like you don't like if
Oh, yes.
Hey Dwayne, is there like a desk with like stationery?
Yeah, I mean, there's several rooms, and there's a study. In this study, you could find some paper.
Let's all write our own letter to our siblings.
All right, everybody, I want you all to go to your own rooms and spend 30 minutes writing a letter of appreciation to Daddy Declan. Or Toddy Declan.
On mine.
I will-
It won't
Yeah.
take too long.
I'll hand
We'll
the
have-
letter over to you.
I sat down to write this letter, and this is just a recipe for pancakes. This keeps happening to me.
Pancakes.
No, on the back of the letter, Darling's just going to write that Kato, Gus, and Darling were here.
Oh, I'm going to write 1001011101.
Tell me what that is in binary right now.
It's I miss you, Dad. Actually, I'm going to do 800.
It's gibberish, but if you look at it backwards, it's I miss you, Dad.
80085.
Gus won't write anything, but he
Okay.
will handle the letter briefly, so there will be like a little like smear of sauce.
This is definitely his sauce.
Gus has been here. This is my signature. My signature is just a mustard stain.
Good job. We all did it.
We all did. We solved your letter puzzle, Dwayne. How do you feel, idiot?
I read it in Elvish.
Now you've unlocked the true meaning of the letter.
Okay, great. Well, hey, can I find like a map? Is there a map anywhere of the new continent? Can I anywhere in Daddy Declan's?
I would say in the
Notes.
study there is a map, but the map is largely it's a map of like Prineth proper, the 3 tiers, and then it shows Prineth path heading to the docks, but there is not a map of
There's
the
not
surrounding
that
region.
North New Haven situation. That's not.
The New
on the
Haven
map?
hold.
Is New Haven on the map?
New Haven hold? No.
No. Is it called New Haven Hold?
New Haven hold. Yes,
Sorry.
sir. It's all good.
I was it was like a little who's on first. You kept saying hold at the end. And I was like, hold for what? I was like waiting. And I was like, okay, like North New Haven. And you're like, hold.
Yeah. New Haven hold.
Got it.
New Haven hold. New Haven hold.
Yeah.
Please hold.
Yeah. So it's not on there.
It's not on there. No.
Well, we know it's to the north.
Also, he mentioned a hill. Near a hillside. So we go north. There's a cave outside of a hill
Mm-hmm.
with a door. An old door.
Wait a second. Whoa, hold on. Let me give me just a moment. I want to.
I went ahead and pasted the letter in the chat for the other players.
Oh, perfect. I'm just looking at my spells real quick.
Yeah, me too. I don't have any. So I'm done with that now.
Just quick.
Perhaps we can ask someone in town. I could go out and gather some information. Seems like there's enough people here that would be something that is well known.
What about Oh no, that won't work. I'm sorry. Never mind. Forget what I'm talking about.
Perhaps not mention the door, since Toddy did mention he was finding some things that people were on the path of.
Of course, I'll just mention New Havenhold.
So, like, what preparations do we need to make for, like, this journey?
We should probably rest since we've been up all night.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well,
Go shopping for some supplies to make it along the road for, a couple days?
as a soldier, it's important to know what enemies we might be up against, and since many of the creatures here are unknown to us, it would be valuable to know what type of creatures we might face.
Yeah, I plan on going out and doing like a little hunting. So like I'm gonna get the lay of the land and kind of like the flora and fauna. Does anybody like? My strength doesn't really super lie in customer relations, if you know what I mean. Has anybody got like a way with people? Maybe like get the scoop from some townies.
I could easily do that.
Yeah, that'd be maybe a good idea.
I can ask questions and be thorough in those responses.
Nice.
Good job, Kato.
So where do you guys want to start?
Do we want to just go ahead? What time is it now?
It's probably around lunchtime-ish, maybe a little bit before, because you guys got in as day broke. You traveled to the house. You did a little bit in the house, so I'd say it's just before lunchtime.
So I'll rack out at noon and wake up at 8 p.m. and go do some nocturnal hunting. That doesn't bother me at all. That might work out for you as well, Abon, if you're gonna do like if you're gonna go like to the like a tavern or a bar scene to get info. Mm-hmm. And then Devin, are you gonna be part of that fact finding mission as well, or did you have something else you wanted to specifically do, like as far as like threat assessment?
Well, I think I would actually, because the things I would want to do probably would be happening at night as well.
Perfect. Well, and you don't really have to sleep, do you?
No, I just need the 4 hours.
Rest period, though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine still. So I'll wait till kind of the nighttime or the sun starts to set before I go out. So I'll take this time to do the short rest period as well.
So do we all get a room? Do we all get our own rooms, Dwayne?
You do. So there are 3 floors. Each floor has 4 rooms. So you may pick where you would like your room. And then over time, you may like decorate it and stuff like that.
Can I ask you a question, Dwayne?
I'll allow it.
We had made mention of the kitchen and its rudimentary stocks. Is there like a larder or a cellar?
There would be a cellar, yes.
Can I drag a bed into it and live there?
Yeah.
I would like the tippy topmost room where I opened the window, please and thank you.
Gus used to live in a cave. He likes places that are cold and dark and have food in them.
I would like to just post up next to the hearth like a suit of armor.
You don't want a room. Got it.
I'll have a room, but I just choose to be near the hearth.
Okay, but
This is where I choose to be.
I'll say this. No one's ever going to put a letter here again and me not see it. New side quest.
Unlocked.
Collect every letter.
So you're now serving the function of a mailbox. You are now a mailbox.
That's basically what it is.
New class unlocked, mailbox. join the graphic adventures of the Postal Pals next week. What snacks will they eat?
Wizards of the Coast think they're like super awesome with their classes.
What floor would you like your bed on, Kato?
How many floors?
4 per floor. One bedroom on the first floor is now missing a bed. You could take that room since you don't need a bed.
I will take that one.
Works out. There's extra room in there for activities.
He just stands in the middle of the room, docked and charging.
I know, so he's in there just swinging his halberd around, just looking like doing battle practice.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, if there was a bed in here, this would fuck me up.
But there's not.
Luckily for me, it's in the cellar.
All right, so you guys do that. You all settle in your rooms. Dee Dee, darling.
Yes.
You are on the 3rd floor. You have your window, and you have a view and it's from the back.
Mm-hmm.
So most of what your view is the small backyard where the Panda Express is parked, as well as like some gardening stuff. And then it's mostly the back of buildings that your view is.
Mm-hmm.
Gustum, you have managed to pull a bed, a mattress out of the room, unless you and Kato want to work together to disassemble a bed and move it today. Otherwise, I imagine you pull like a mattress into the cellar and just kind of plump it down next to like the wine rack and rack out. Kato, you've walked into this empty room that still has a bed frame if you guys didn't move it. Otherwise, if you did, then it's a mostly empty room, but it's got a desk and closet.
I'm starting to worry
and a
now.
bathroom.
In quite a serious way. If I might have been... No, I'm starting to think that maybe a hammock might be better.
The what?
A hammock might be better suited to my needs.
Especially for a cellar.
For the cellar, yeah. I think I'm going to be a panda in a hammock. I think a panda hammock is the method.
Panda hammock.
Pananda
hammock
hammock.
sounds great.
Dirty.
What?
Sounds great, baby.
So yeah, I just crawl in my panda hammock and take a little panda nap.
Okay. All right. So then, never mind, Kato. You're in a room with a bed.
I am back over by the fireplace now. I'll find a room later.
If it has a bed in it, I hate it.
I fucking hate it. All right.
Taking in the view and seeing the cart there, that does remind me of a thing I want to take care of before I fall asleep for the night or for the afternoon and come back again later. Just to make a temporary quick shopping trip to find some locks.
Sure.
For the cart.
Windows on the cart.
Oh yeah, so it doesn't get ransacked by street urchins?
Yeah. So I'd like to go do that real quick. Get some locks, and if I find anything of interest, I will want the thing of interest.
Yeah, you pop out of there and you do a little bit of searching around town. It's busy, right? It's lunch hour. People are moving and grooving. But not too far away, maybe just a couple blocks, you find the Blind Moon Tinkerer's shop. And we don't have to role play this entire thing, but
okay.
You're able to go in there and buy a couple locks. And we're gonna say those locks cost you. How many do you want?
Two electrum each.
How many windows are on the cart, Gus?
There is like one big window that is like the shop window that like comes up and like props open, and then there's like a door that like a double door that opens out the back, and those are like the really only two entrance ways in and out.
Okay, I want one of those ones that you can kind of put on a door and one that you can put on a latch for a window.
Hey, is that door on the back, is that saloon-style doors, or is it an actual door that you can turn and open? Because you were doing the waving motion. So.
It's like a double door. It opens outwards. It doesn't open
but
in.
It's door.
But it's like a double door, and then like right now, the only thing holding it in place is there's like a piece of wood like screwed on, and you like turn it sideways, and that like stops it from opening.
Yeah, you're able to buy 2 locks, and we're gonna say that costs 4 silver.
Okay.
Or
somebody out there's
2 electrum machines.
Yeah, 1 electrum apiece. They're really expensive locks. Somebody out there is going to be like, the D&D guide says a bronze lock is 1 electrum. Well, guess what? Not my city.
That guy can leave us alone forever.
Price gouging because of the environment.
Well, to be fair, silver is less valuable than an electrum.
He would take that very offensively if you said that to him.
I mean, I don't make the fucking rules. I just learned what an electrum was last week, and I know on the conversion chart it's higher than the silver. So, yeah. So you're able to do that, and then you go back, and then you install the locks.
Yes.
All right.
I will definitely try.
You do that. I mean, no, you do that. They're locks, Avon. Your person can do magic.
Yeah.
They can install a basic lock.
Thank goodness. Yeah, I install it. It's great. It's all good. It's all
If
locked
I
up.
can change the lock in a door, so can your character.
Good. Then I will go to sleep. I'll keep the keys for now and I'll confuse Gus for later.
Okay. Several hours pass. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Kato.
I come online and I will set out walking through the town in toward the darker parts, like more underneath the plate on this first level. And I'm in search for the places that there seem to be people don't, that they stay away from. So like an alley that it would come near, they swing wide of it. I'm looking for something like that, seedier places to be.
You're looking for the seedier places. Okay. Are you looking for an actual establishment in the seedier places, or are you just looking for like ruffian or a rogue-like character?
I'm looking for like the tough guys. Where do the tough guys go?
Loaded question.
Your mom's house?
Hey,
I don't even have a mom. Joke's on you. I was made in a factory.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, let's see what we got.
That you know of.
Huh?
The great mother machine.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Prefabricated us all.
you're walking around the bottom of Prineth, and you're kind of looking for like maybe like a bar or a gambling establishment, but the first less than reputable looking area based on the outside, you can see the sign atop the shop that's not in the best scenario, and the shop is called the Gutters Griffin, and outside of it is just some seedier looking characters.
Perfect.
You're seeing 2 gentlemen talking, both about 6 feet tall. One an orcman of some kind, and the other appears to be a human. They both seem like rough looking. Both clearly don't care about their appearance in a way of like civility, but they obviously are wearing some type of armoring, like leather armor, and carrying weapons on their back. Which, to be fair, you don't see a ton of people in this city that are carrying weapons unless they have that adventurer look or that mercenary look. Outside of that, the majority of people, I would say 70% of this town, maybe 60% of this town, is like the support system, the people that live here. While a lot of this place is adventurers and mercenaries, you still need a ton to make a city this large work.
Good evening, gentlemen. Voice lowered, kind of a little quieter.
Both of them turn to you, kind of confused that you're approaching them. And the human says, good evening.
I'm in need of some information.
What kind of information are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking to go north. Small establishment known as New Havenhold.
You're an adventurer or you're a mercenary?
Is it better to be one or the other?
one's gonna live longer.
I'm guessing that's the mercenary.
He might be lucky too.
What's there to be afraid of, or what should I be worried about?
It's your first time in Agos.
You could say that. Also, yes.
He looks directly at you, almost like dead-eyed, and says,
Everything.
Do you have just a couple that are very specifically noteworthy?
Well, I've never seen one myself. But they say there's these blue-eyed silverbeaks out there. And they look cute. They look cuddly. Small, furry little things.
We said the same thing about my sister. I will be weary of these creatures, indeed.
Well, good deal then.
Sorry to interrupt. Is there some special ability that they have? Because they look cute, but then what happens?
They've got these shiny jagged horns on their head.
Jagged horns. I'm just going to write this down while you talk. I'm not being rude. Okay, jagged horns.
And they're filled with lightning.
Filled with lightning?
That's what they say.
Who says that?
They do.
Are they inside? Can I speak with them?
They're the adventurers, boys. That's the world around town.
Forgive me. Understood. What else should I be aware of? How far is it from here?
New Havenhold?
Yes.
About 30 days by car or horse.
30 days?
3 days.
Oh, goodness. What a misunderstanding that would have been.
I should spit this dip out, but I ain't gonna.
Oh no, goodness. Enjoy your life. Live your best life, sir.
I know it's rude of me, but I don't much care.
What is in New Havenhold? What is there? What is anyone traveling there for?
That's where the adventurers and the mercenaries go. 'Cause if Prineth is where safety is, New Havenhold is where all the adventurers launch from.
So there's something beyond New Havenhold.
It's the second of its kind, really. But yes, it's the only thing deeper into Agos than Prineth.
That is very exciting. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. How rude of me.
They call me Jack.
And your name, sir?
The orc looks back at you, shakes his head.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's mute. Jack, it was a pleasure to meet you. Sir, also a pleasure to meet you.
Jack gives you a nod.
Happy to help. Don't go getting yourself killed. Not without making some bets first.
Oh, indeed. I would love to do that. Is this a good place for making bets?
He looks at the gutter. The gutter's griffin.
No, but I can make some bets for you if board ball's a thing.
I don't think I've ever played. I do love games.
Maybe not.
You would know what board ball is. It's a sport in Goron.
I never played.
You haven't. That's fine. I'm just saying you would know that.
I played in the army.
I went to the army.
I went to the army and played the
Mother, I'm
board
going
ball.
to army. I was
What's it
on
called again?
Army's board ball. Board ball.
Board ball. Well, you've been most informative, and I do appreciate it, Jack. Is there a place where we can rent help in the form of mercenaries like yourself? Do you ever go out with being paid, or do you just go there for adventure from time to time? When do you know to go? How do you know to go?
I'm not an adventurer, boy. But there's a couple of places around town. You could always check the Red Roof Inn to see who's hiring.
Red Roof Inn.
You don't have those where you come from? I thought they were everywhere.
They're few and far between. I've heard of them, but I have not been to one myself. I'm excited to go and visit their one now.
You're a strange character, Kato.
Thank you. You are strange too, in a good way.
He gives you a weird look.
In a good way.
Jack, I hope that we meet again. And you look like you are battle ready. I would trust you in a fight, and I will begin to walk away.
Well met, my dude.
Into the gutters, Griffin. And I just want to go in. I'm not doing anything special. I just don't need to keep harping on me. I just go in and...
Well, I'll give you the description, and then we can move on just so you can experience. I'm just making a voice note for Jack, which just speaks like he has a dip in his mouth. So I remember that if you run into Jack.
When he becomes an integral part of this campaign, recurring NPC that we make the most important.
You know the rule. The first person to have like a southern redneck accent.
We love him.
Yep. All right. So you walk into the Gutters Griffin, and you 100% get the vibe that this is a less than reputable magics and monster supply shop. You can see that there's like wings up on the like literally torn from the wing of the monsters up on the wall. There's horns, there's claws, and you know it appears to be relatively empty except for the guy behind the counter.
Okay. What is the breakdown here? Kind of like, is it very busy? The very busy place?
No, there's nobody else in the shop.
Just me?
I mean, other than the guy behind the counter, yeah.
And I'll say, I'll kind of look around, confused. There's no one here. You've piqued my interest now. You've done this, Dwayne. Excuse me, sir. What is your most popular item for sale?
And the person behind the shop turns around and she says, I'm sorry, my most popular item.
Yes, I see you have several pieces of various creatures. Do I buy these items? My brother cooks lots of things.
She looks you up and down and says, I don't think you have much need for my most popular item.
I am intrigued.
Sir, it's for the bedroom.
Oh, I just established a new bedroom at my father's home. What is this item? I can put it in my bedroom.
She arches a brow.
It has a bed and everything.
She arches a brow at you and says, well, if there's one rule I have at the Gutters Griffin, it's that I don't king shame. So we sell an aphrodisiac.
I don't think that would work on me.
I don't either. I did try to tell you.
Does it make a good gift?
It depends on who you're giving it to.
Interesting. How much for the aphrodisiac?
It's 5 gold per pound. You need about a pound in someone's drink.
A pound of liquid?
A pound of a pounder.
We usually use ounces for liquid. Is this a solid aphrodisiac?
It's a powder, yeah.
Oh, it's a powder.
Dissolve it in liquid. 1 pound goes into a single teacup, and then they're good.
We can make
Five
anything
gold.
into sex toys if we try hard enough. No one said it was
courage.
potent. We just said we could get you there.
And what is your name?
No one said it was potent. It's just a bad aphrodisiac, so you gotta take a lot.
Ilas, you said?
Alice?
Oh, Alice, I would like to purchase 1 pound of your delectable aphrodisiac, please. I think my brother could use it in many of his recipes.
Okay.
I'll perhaps sneak it in, and then he'll enjoy that.
All right. It is called. Yeah, of course. You said 1 pound, and you see her get out a scale, and she pulls this big jar over, and then she opens it up, and it looks like kind of like bone dust. Honestly, she scoops it out on the scale, gets about a pound worth, and puts it in a bag, and sits it on the counter. That'll be 5 gold, please.
Excellent. And I'll hand over the 5 gold.
All I have is my election card.
Alice, it has been truly a pleasure purchasing aphrodisiac from you. I hope that you sell much more in the future.
I hope it takes you where you need to go, sir.
The New Haven hold, and I will leave.
Devin, first of all, thank you. That was a trip. Go ahead and add Alice's aphrodisiac to your character's inventory sheet.
I would love to.
Notes, not very good.
You don't know that.
All right, it is added, and then I just say hello to Jack as I walk back out, holding up the aphrodisiac, like smiling that I got some, and then
He like opens his mouth to speak.
see you later, Jack.
Disagrees. Wow, that was an experience.
Somewhere in his new bedroom, there's a very lucky outlet.
Power surge.
Oh my god.
Oh dang it! They got them those Agos outlets here. I'm gonna need a converter.
Flipped.
I knew there was a tinker around here somewhere for me. All right, cool. Let's move on. Let's go over to Gustum.
Yo,
What's up? You wanted to do a thing. This is your turn.
Oh, hey, what's up? Who's
Who's the DM here?
I want to go like hunting and foraging and like check out the immediate flora and fauna and the surrounding area. You tell me how involved you want to get with that, Dwayne. We don't have to roleplay at all. I'll make a survival check and we'll call it, and you can just tell me what I get based on that. Or
You want to go outside the city walls.
I do, yeah.
So I need you. We're gonna do 2 checks. We're gonna do the first is a stealth check. Go ahead and roll that for me. Unless you're not trying to be stealthy at all.
I'm not trying to not be silly. I'm hunting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let me go about this in a way that I am in a new continent. I'm not entirely sure of my surroundings, and I'm going to be cautious. So I'm going to cast Barkskin.
Fair enough. And for the crowd, in case we have new listeners, read Barkskin, or at least give the gist.
Yeah, so Barkskin is a buff spell. Basically, while it's active, my AC cannot be less than 16.
Perfect. And does that alter your appearance in any way for your character?
Yeah, it does. It kind of makes this kind of like he kind of goes out into once he's kind of clear the walls and he knows he's not going to spook anybody by what's about to happen. He kind of takes a deep breath and he reaches his hands back down to the earth and he kind of gets 2 big handfuls of soil and earth and grips it tightly, and this growth starts to travel up his arms and across his body, and this kind of armor of bark encapsulates him. Then I'm going to wild shape into the form of a panda-spotted cave badger.
Okay.
And so now, as I get down on all fours and take the shape, I am this kind of bark armored, medium-sized battle badger covered in bark, and then I'm going to shift. So now I'm going to take on my wild hunt form. So now this already imposing beast, its shoulders get broader, and its eyes and its nose and its ears all extend, and it just becomes even more bestial and fierce looking as I take on my shifted form as well.
And what is your shifted form's bonus?
Because I am a wild hunt shifter, it's going to give me advantage on animal handling, insight, medicine, perception, and survival checks.
Perfect.
And then I think it's going to give me some temp HP. Sorry, it's under racial features. So I gain temporary hit points equal to my level plus my con mod. And then the additional benefits that I get for being wild hunt. So the ones I just listed, advantage on all those checks.
Perfect. So roll me. Are you being stealthy or are you just hunting?
Oh, and no creature within 30 feet of me can make an attack roll against me with advantage.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of buffs.
Doesn't last. This form only lasts 1 minute. This is just so that I can open up all of my senses and get the best read on my surroundings and any prey.
So you want to roll that stealth check for me? Or
yes,
are you just
I will.
going out
Stealth first.
Standard?
No, I'll go stealth. That is a dirty 20.
All right, pretty good roll. Now roll me a survival check with advantage, please.
24.
Pretty good. With a 24, I'm gonna let you pick, Shane. I'm gonna ask: do you want quantity or quality, or variation, variety?
Quantity or variety? Give me variety. I want everything that AS has to offer.
Variety. You and I will give you some of this information outside of that for the sake of not dumping onto the audio podcast, and you can bring up some of them later. You are able to hunt and kill successfully 2 azure feather fledgling, which are small blue colored birds. They're probably about football size, and you're able to harvest a meal from each of them. And I'll give you their stat blocks after. And then you were able to kill 2 Duskin deer, which are like these purple midnight colored deer, and its antlers actually shine in the dusk light. Mm-hmm. So you'll get. So you kill 1 and you get 3 rations of food.
2. 3.
So you kill 1 meal. Oh, we said 2. Sorry. So you kill 1 and get 2. That's right. We wrote this down.
Well, do I get 4 off the other one then? Because I killed 2, or did I just kill 1 of each?
Because those are small creatures.
Oh, because there's babies.
So they're. I mean,
I'm not saying I'm killing babies.
Well, no, you didn't. They're smaller creatures. They're like football size.
They're smaller creatures.
Yeah, because they're
football
birds.
Sized. Chickens.
And then, in addition to that, you're going to get, we'll say, 3 weeping burr seeds. And these are small, square-shaped seeds that are dense and tough. And you'll pick 2 purple lace flowers off the weeping burr trees. And they're like these small purple flowers, almost like in a star-shaped arrangement. And I'm going to assume that like you're able to identify these in town somewhere because I'm giving you the names. Once you guys
Sure.
hit New Havenhold, you're actually going to start.
I
naming
have
shit.
these things. I might not know what they're called yet.
Correct. And then the other thing that you grab is a couple handfuls of Prineth full weed. So we'll say 2 of these. And it's like this tough.
They're Prineth what weeds?
Prineth full weeds.
Full weeds.
And it's just tough brown weeds that you were able to pull from the ground. And between this episode next, I'll get you their gourmand effects.
Perfect.
That way you're able to appropriately use them in your meals. So yeah, Gustum, you spend, I'd say, a couple hours successfully hunting these, and by proxy, with such a high roll, I will say that you could go and hunt these again with relative ease in this area. And
Sure.
You are more familiar with the surrounding areas of the outside of Prineth is pretty huge. Did you go north, west, south, or east? I'm going to say you go
knowing that we're going to be going north already, I would want to go north.
Okay, perfect. So you spend a few hours around the northern region outside the gates doing these huntings. Is there anything else you want to do before you return?
So we're kind of in a tricky situation where we kind of have to reset our sleep schedule. So I don't want to do too much. And I don't have that info from you yet, but I would want to maybe cook a new meal before I went to bed based on what some of these effects are. Just if you'll allow me that retrospective hour.
So I will say, absolutely, we'll give you that. And we'll get you the stats and you can choose your meal. And then
I might not want to. I just kind of it would depend on what the effects are. And
well, I can the stat blocks I'll send you here in just a second as we're switching. The seed effect, the plant effects, I can go ahead and tell you real quick. They're short.
Sure.
Prineth full weed. Your meal abilities that deal blunt damage now deal +1 each time they deal damage. So that's the Prineth full weed. The Weeping Burr seeds. Any effects that would reduce your damage by an additional 1.
Okay.
And the Purple Lace Flower, which is your meal effects that would increase your stealth check modifiers, are increased by +2. And for those of you who are listening, Shane and I worked out a process where gourmand is affected by meats or proteins, and the vegetation can alter abilities or effects that the gourmand ability from the Twice Baked Soul subclass alters or gives. That way it's an alteration. It doesn't become ability heavy.
Right.
And then I'll send you the bestiaries here in just a second. So I imagine you also stop by like a cooking place or a general store and just get those identified.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, because I'm keeping like a little journal of all the different ingredients that I come across, and I'm writing back to May about them, and that was our promise. So
yeah, that does lead me to a question for you.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to do before you leave? Prineth, just make sure your letter goes out.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that I send out my first letter and then let her know that we're going to be away from town for a while. And, that I'm going to keep writing a letter every day, but they might come in waves.
Okay, so on the bottom tier, there's a courier service that you find. You're going to Riverside and you're just sending a letter. For the sake of role playing, we don't have to roll it out, but you talk to the guy and he basically tells you if you send in batches, it's cheaper. Because obviously you're sending less across ships and stuff.
For sure.
But he charges you 5 silver to send your letter.
Oh, yeah, I want to get this first one out, even if it's not super cost effective, just so she knows that I made it safe.
And the courier shop is on the bottom tier, and it's called Need a Message. KNEAD, a message.
Got it.
just for your notes.
It's in my notes, sir.
And I've sent you those 2 other animals. If you want to think on those, we'll come back to those at the end of the episode.
Perfect.
If you want to do anything.
Gotcha.
Darling.
Yes.
We snap to you as you awake. What do you want to do?
Like the princess I am, I'm going to change into more of my bardic costume to be a little more fancy, less explorer-like. I kind of want to scope around and slightly work for the evening. And what better ways to do that than to look the part of a very nice lady to talk to. Maybe just drop by a clothing store to see if there's something of interest to pick up here, because why not get something that's exotic to the area, just to add a little flair to my own costume. And then probably head towards a tavern or an inn that's probably looking for an entertainer.
All right. So you didn't list buy any items, or do you still want to buy an item? We don't have, we don't have to roleplay everything. I just want to know what your task list is.
I want to buy an item. Specifically, there's something we talked about outside of podcast, and it's going to be a fun thing. And I don't know, do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it?
No, yeah, we'll do that. It'll be quick.
Okay.
We'll just talk about where you're going. You don't have to have a whole fucking interaction with it.
Oh, thank God.
I just want to make sure everything important gets on air, so we don't just bust that out later. So let's start with your shopping list. You go back to the Blue Moon Tinkerer shop that you visited for the locks, and you kind of look around this contraption of a store that's got items stored, some magical, some mundane, and you see on a rack up on the wall something labeled the Bra of Stashing.
I want it.
And do you have what we talked about listed up nearby, or would you like me to pull that up?
I had it nearby. You said it was 200 gold, I believe.
That's correct. And its effects, if you want to read that.
I did not have that one exactly up.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so the Bra of Stashing, per se, is the sports bra of stashing, excuse me. It's basically the bag of holding, except for all of the stats are halved. The opening diameter is 1 foot, and it's 2 foot deep, with 32 cubic feet of total storage and 250 pounds of weight. So let's just send that in chat for you. If you, at some point, we'll put it in D&D Beyond. That way you can add it to your inventory.
Thank you very much.
For all the stats. You can do that. All right, so you go and do that. You spend a good chunk of gold, and you want to go to a clothing store to purchase some clothes.
Let's see if I find any, like a scarf or something fluffy. She's got a penchant for the fluffy.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. You go on the, I think, and you're also heading for a tavern. Do you want just any tavern, or do you want the Red Roof Inn of this city? Because you would know, as a traveler, Red Roof Inns are usually the most popular among all cities.
I would like that one. It's reputable, and you can probably find a decent crowd there.
So you go to the, you're going up onto the middle level. You walk around, you talk to some people, you kind of peruse, and you find out that the Red Roof Inn is called the Sangria Swan, and it's on the middle level. And so you travel up the middle level. So you have 2 options when traveling up the middle level. You can either find an elevator, and there's like these service elevators, which, you know, usually there's carts and stuff on them or supplies, but they have like these small pockets for people to ride on them. Or you can go up 4 or 5, not 4 or 5 flights, but 40 feet worth of stairs.
I'm gonna take the elevator.
Yeah, so it does take you a little bit longer because you have to wait for the elevator. It's not exactly like a really fast process. But you go up, and on the middle level, on your way to the Sangria Swan, you find the Red Herring, which is like a clothing store. And in the red herring, you're able to find a blue feathered boa.
I'm in.
And it's going to run you 9 silver.
Perfect. I will take that and go have a fun time at the next place.
Yeah, one thing that you should notice is as you're walking along, there are... give me a perception check.
Yeah, sure. Not great. That's a 10.
There are... you've noticed up here in the middle level that you've seen... people in this like red and gold armor. Like it's almost uniform looking, but you're not sure who they belong to. And it's not everywhere. It's just because you saw a couple in a row and they kind of seem uniform-esque, it stands out to you.
I'll
So
take
you approach-
note of
Go
them
ahead.
for later.
Yeah. So you approach the Sangria Swan, and this is a big red roof inn, girl. This is, it's about 3 stories, 3.5 stories if you count like the frilly decorations at the very top. And it's got 3 levels, and it is large. You can tell that it's got rooms on rooms on rooms. And as you walk in, there's a long, the opening area is a long bar, a ton of tables and chairs. And on the back side of this open galley area of the Red Roof Inn, there's a big stage, and you can tell that there's currently a band equipment set up there. And you walk in, and it's nighttime. It's roaring. The sound of music, not music, excuse me, because they're in between sets. The sound of drinks and merriment, and to some degree a little bit of arguing and jeering. And you can see there's 3 bartenders behind this long bar and several people at the bar getting drinks. The sound of lots of horse nibbling going on. It is a extreme situation because it is a big city and you are hitting it at prime time. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna talk to... Shaneslaw has his hand raised.
I just wanted to humbly to the podcast submit the audio track for what horse nibbling sounds like. I figure Ginger will probably need that for later.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead. Thank you for listening to Lawful Stupid's ASMR.
I love it.
That's
you're gonna have
my new character.
You're gonna have to be careful because
horse
it sounded a lot like System of a Down's. So just
System of a Down, dude. They're a big influence on me in my horse nibbling career.
maybe they'll come on the podcast. Anyway, carry on.
Surge taken. Surge taken.
So Darling's gonna go up to the bartender and see when they're not busy with a person, because obviously it's a full night. And once they're free, she'll be like,
a half elfman walks up to you and what do you have?
I'm just curious for a quick thing. Do you have any dancers in for the evening? Or a show in
And
particular?
as you say that, so I'm sorry, what was your question one more time? I interrupted.
Or any show in particular?
And that's where we're going to end this episode.
What?
Hot damn.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me tell you a story. Shane, we have a role for humanity that I need you to do.
We do. I've rolled it. It's 18. Dang, Operation Comics is getting some love on these rolls. And I love it because I love comics and I love supporting warfighters.
First of all, nice roll. I do appreciate it. I thought you were going to forget who it was for, the way you said that.
Maybe I remembered it mid-sentence, Dwayne. That's for me to know and you to never find out.
He's going to tell us after this
there is
episode
that.
ends.
Well, there is that. So, as is tradition, as is the rules, the bullshit video game or ending that I've prepared for us, I'm going to give you a quote of wisdom. And you guys are going to do whatever bullshit fuckery that you do with said quotes of wisdom. So, with that, let me just copy paste that so I can put it in the G Drive or the G chat. And I will say, time is a created thing. To say, I don't have time is to say, I don't want to. And that's supposedly by Lao Zhu. Who knows? The internet's a weird place. Do what you will.
To say I don't have time is to say I don't want to. I don't know how much I agree with that, but time is certainly a created thing. The objective measure of a clock is just another clock. There is no way to truly measure or capture time.
Try holding your breath. See how long that happens.
Well, that's the thing is you ask the question, see how long that happens.
So you're dead.
By
Who
what
cares
measure?
about time?
But exactly. you agree
Lao
with me.
Tzu can suck it.
Lao Tzu can suck it. Fuck you, Lao Tzu.
You got a dumb name too. Is he still alive? That guy dead.
Time is such an interesting concept because you can't really go backwards just yet.
Yeah, he's dead, so he can't talk about time. What's his expertise? Who called him the time master?
A lot of people, all the people who talk about time travel in a serious way seem to agree that you cannot go backwards. Like it's not even an option.
We haven't figured it out yet.
Well, what part of the idea is that if somebody had eventually figured time travel out, obviously the first thing you would do is go back in time and share the technology of time travel so that you would benefit from time travel earlier as a species, right? But that hasn't happened, so we kind of know you can't come back.
But what if we've just messed up the timeline by going backwards and nobody's sharing what's happening, so we just keep getting
Or it creates
worse
a
and
new
worse and worse?
timeline, and there's a bunch of different timelines. And so our timeline never actually had time travel because when they went back and created time or used time travel, it actually made a new timeline, and our timeline just keeps veering off with the new timeline with reverse time travel is created. Yeah,
Freaking
there's a lot of
Yeah, the
weird-
folks that seriously talk about time travel don't really subscribe to that concept of thought.
I agree.
But-
from what I know, which is very limited, it's a forward thing because backward thing doesn't just make sense with math.
Buddhist monks believe that there is no past or future, and the only thing that exists is the current, the now.
Well,
If you think
stupid.
about it, if there is any sort of omniscient creator, that's how they perceive time as well. Because if you knew the time, if you were truly omniscient and experienced the past, present, and future all simultaneously, it would just be one eternal now, which incidentally is also how light beams would perceive time because they travel at the speed of light, which means they're constantly in one perpetual moment. Because to travel faster than the speed of light is to travel forward in time, and actually to go slower could.
Hey Shane, can you tell those
Yes.
monks? My childhood trauma disagrees.
Damn. They would say to let go of that.
Live in the
Well,
now.
they
Don't
let
worry
go of a
about
lot
the
of other
future.
things that I wouldn't. So I guess I'm stuck with my childhood trauma for now.
Well, and you'll never be able to run up just sheer surfaces. Which is the greatest benefit of being a monk. Is that you
That's a
able
good
to just fucking go wherever you want so fast.
Avon, Devin, do you guys have anything you want to say about this wisdom quote before we depart?
Ah, dude, I participated in a conversation. I'm
Home is
good.
where you make it.
Live in the now.
Seems
Like to see
related,
you
Devin.
almost.
Appreciate that. Love you.
Bye.
We love you. Bye.
Bye. There are multiple infinities is all I'm trying to say.
Multiple infinities.
Oh, we could have gone on about Jeremy Bearimy. That would have been. I love that show too much.